Oh, we are back. Holy shit. Okay. Hi everyone. Well, this is a year of Linux desktop and yeah. And reliable, yes. And with working microphone. How about that, haters? It only took me 5 minutes to make my microphone work on Linux. Speed this fast has never been achieved before. Yeah. But yeah, hello, hi Leonte. Everybody else too. Yes, can't stop flexing. Absolutely free and open source. Actually, I'm pretty sure firmware for Blue Yetis are proprietary. Wait, let me adjust my layout on second monitor. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I can see both Twitch and YouTube on the same screen. Nice, and as far as I know, this shit still compiles. Cool, and it should still run. And it does, nice. And we'll log. Oh, and it's gonna fucking log now, this thing, fuck. I might remove this. Yeah, I have removed, I have done some work of stream. I removed grabbing and ungrabbing X server when you get a currently focused window because it like was for no reason. Oh shit, look at this. We were actually spinning even. Interesting. That's a lot of spinning. Yeah, so look at that. The thread number 4, it's the thread that logs currently focused windows. Actually spins quite a bit when we reset the logging, when we reset the memory arena. Interesting. I wouldn't expect it to spin this much. Huh. Phew. Yeah, that's a lot of spinning. And then a little bit more spinning. Yeah, maybe I need to rethink this part a little bit. I wonder if my main thread will also spin as much. Hey Lada, hello, hello. Let me make it spin. Um, okay, yeah, it spins a little bit too. It like takes a little bit for these to read. So yeah, okay, it's fine. This is a little issue I have with my multi-threaded logging, is that it's like eventually consistent. So before I reset my memory arena for the thread, I need to wait for the consumer to catch up, and sometimes it takes like a little bit to catch up, right? Because it might log something from other threads, and this part is a little bit unoptimal, but it's okay. It's not like super critical, and we'll fix it. So what I want to do today is I want to make it slightly more robust, in a sense of that when you are on Linux, there is a lot of look at that. Now he didn't spin because I guess I, kind of just using my program naturally. But yeah, so on Linux, there is a big error sort of space. Maybe the user is not in an input group. Maybe virtual input device is not available. Maybe we were not able to load one of the libraries like XCB. Maybe, I don't know, like one of the devices couldn't be grabbed for some reason. There's just so many potential errors. And for now, I just kind of dump them into console as best as I can. And yeah, that's it. So user that uses the program just kind of has to know to, go to look at the log file or rerun the program in stdout and see it stdout, and it's just not very ergonomic. So what I wanted to do is, if my UI thread was able to successfully load the UI, and if we have some other errors, I want to, show some kind of a like red like circle, maybe with a number in it. And when the user clicks on the red circle, they would see a sub window with, like error messages and maybe some pointers on how to act on them. So just to be more user friendly. And this also would help Windows user a lot, because, people on Linux, they are kind of accustomed to suffering, so they would maybe, figure out how to rerun the program as administrator or in a console to see errors. But on Windows, well, at least, usually, not in the last few years, but traditionally, if you launch the program and it does nothing, the user just comes to you and complains, hey, the program does nothing, right? A lot of users on Windows, they don't even know about the concept of a log file, right? So logging errors in a message box or in the program, if you're able to load UI, is just a better UX. And this is what I kind of want to try and do here. And to do that, I would need to I would need to like check quick style console. Nah, not maybe quick style console. I would maybe need to refresh my memory on how I did the UI, because I admittedly haven't touched UI for this program in a long time. Yeah, so this is settings parser. This is not the thing. Main. This is some. Oh right, this is a seam setup because I use custom OpenGL, right? So this is a bunch of sub windows. So sub windows is a thing that opens when I click like add. Here, like sub window, you can drag it actually inside and close. And also there was some other sub windows, I think. Oh yeah, this is sub window. When I click on a preset, right? If I click on a preset, that when one actually exists, it will ask you if I want to override. Right? This is also sub window. You can drag it around inside. You can press yes or no. So these are sub windows. Hey Utkarsh, hello. Yeah, so I'm working on a Hitboxer, which is my key remapping program that you can learn more about on GitHub. But TLDR is that it lets you sort of Copy link, paste. It lets you rebind your keys with different rules, usually for gaming and stuff. Hey, Niflag, hello, hello. Oh yeah, so you can also check the link on the GitHub, but TLDR, that yeah, this is a program. It supports profiles. So for example, you can, you know, you can create a profile for Counter-Strike and you can set this, and then you'll have like perfect turnarounds, right, for WSAD, and hope that Gabe don't like kick you out of the lobby for cheating and stuff like that. But yes, today we are trying to make it more user friendly before I release it on Linux. So yeah, that's the idea. Yes, so what do we do here? This is our main loop. What's that? I have some debug code for re-renderer. Window resizes, Alt F4. This is like the tray icons, icon handling. Here we actually process UI events for our UI system, and then draw one frame. Yeah, we'll draw the frame, and then this is like I remember this is like a big ass function that is like almost what 500 lines of code that implements the main UI rendering logic. And it's not the full story, I'm pretty sure, because yeah, there was also profile selector is a separate sub window, and presets confirmation. Oh, and yes, scrollable. I have a manual logic for scrolling the scrollable region because I wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to scroll it to scroll it automatically, because by default, if you add stuff to the scrollable region in GetReact, it won't scroll automatically. So I remember this. And also there is font code where I open and init fonts. Yeah. The fuck is this? I use for profiles. Yeah. Sounds amazing. I am learning to code. This is too complex for me. Well, welcome to the stream. We are learning to code together. Yes. A lot of the stuff I'm doing on this program is also very new to me, and this is partially why I'm doing it, so I can learn new stuff. Yeah. And I'm learning every day. Well, not actually every day. I'm learning when I am working on it. But yeah. So where do we insert our, kind of errors? What's the good sort of place to put it? So this is kind of ad hoc emergency close button. In release mode, it doesn't exist. We only draw it in debug mode. And also this icon that is kind of pulsating, it's an indicator when we re-render. We also don't draw it in release mode. So if I close it and compile it in release mode, so it's like this. If I compile it in release mode, and it will take a little bit for LLVM to optimize it. Yeah, this is the release mode of the program. So what the fuck? This is some debug print. I need to make them a proper log. So so we have just some dead area over here. Yeah, we can like maybe put some login information here. Just some like red kind of like red rectangle with a number on it. That is actually a button. You're stuck in the tutorial loop. Yeah, we'll just start working on a program. But yeah, you're welcome. Just try to write a simple program that you think of, and that's it. But yeah, tutorial hell is very, very real for a lot of people. So you're definitely not alone. So yeah, I think that's probably my best bet to put it somewhere like here. This whole UI honestly needs to be rethinked because I used sub Windows as a sort of like an ad hoc solution, but honestly, I should probably use some kind of like state machine and just have like a tabs or something, because having like draggable windows inside of your main window, unless you're like Photoshop or Blender, probably not a very good UI. So yeah, I and also, right, you can just like press escape after you moved it a little bit, which is like weird. So you can press escape when you just launched it, but if I moved it around a little bit, then escape doesn't work. Right. I mean, I don't really need UI class. I know when UI is shit. But hey, Sid, hello, hello. Um, so I can redesign it better. It's just this UI, it just kind of happened, on a whim. I just need the functionality to throw it somewhere, and this is just like first thing I came up with. But anyway, let's rebuild it back in the debug mode. What? Bro, what? Ah, yeah. But yeah, welcome, welcome. Hello. Hey Swanto, launch JSON. Yes, this is a debugger. I use this as a debugger. So yeah. Because debugger in Emacs is even worse. Hey Rethal, hello. How do you debug GUI applications? Well, you can use normal debugger. You just set a breakpoint and you step through the code normally. But in GUI application, you can be more sort of responsive. You can build a special debug UIs that will render inside of your GUI and show you some properties. This is how game programmers usually debug a lot of stuff. They would just have a debug UI pop up and display a bunch of like dev related information you can look at in real time. Why not in Emacs? I mean, Emacs has that mode, right? So before I start working, I can actually show it to you, and maybe other people. So let me put DAP mode Emacs. Yeah, there you go. So this is like a kind of a debugger interface from LSP for Emacs, and this is how it looks like, right? So yeah, kind of like this. But last time I tried it a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, it just didn't work. Like it was shit. It constantly would like crash and disconnect and stuff like that. Holy fuck, for Prolog too. That's crazy. So yeah, I just stuck to using VS Code. Hey Reiken, hello. What's up? It's all good. I touched some grass on weekends and now we are back doing some late night programming before going to work tomorrow. Right, so yeah, let's add a button here, I guess. I also just need to remember how to use GetRect again. Do you know Ryan Fleury? He programs his own debugger. Yes, I know. I am praying for his health, and I am praying for Epic to get infinite money from Fortnite so they can keep sponsoring Ryan's work. So eventually, Rad Debugger just comes to Linux. Yes, so if you believe in God, or like Krishna or Ganesh or whatever, please pray for Ryan's for Ryan. Yeah. Dapey? What the fuck is Dapey? No, he's fine. I mean, just pray that nothing happens, that nothing bad happens, that he can stay healthy and work productively on the debugger. So debugger will be on Linux, on schedule. This is what I didn't mean that something is wrong with him. No, no. If I phrase it weirdly, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just meant to do I am not native English speaker, okay? What the fuck is this weird I see. No, no, no. This is bad. Let's comment it back, okay? Please, Ryan, if you ever see it, this is not what I meant, okay? It'll. Alternative to that mode. I've never seen that actually. Let me take a look at it in a moment. I saw someone saying the word other of Привет, друг мой is more idiomatic as something like hey buddy versus Привет, мой друг. Is that true? Well, hello and yes. If you would use one of those, you would usually say Привет, друг мой, so the first option. But one caveat is that we usually don't use either of them. You would use first one, which is it sounds like you being either like super poetic or pretentious or ironic. So this is just not how we speak. Like, view. Okay, yeah. So I've used scopes and we have global settings. Close to tray. Runtime debug description. So this is these ones, right? Slow leaks some memory. Here it is, slow leaks some memory for additional logging. And this is like we have like a running Y. And then I'm using it, so runtime debug. So this is actually a checkbox, which is our checkbox. So it's our like wrapper around GetRect. Gentlemen, hey Phoenix, what's up? What's up? Hello, hello. I'm putting my fedora off to salute to you. Imaginary fedora. Yeah, tilts fedora, exactly. Actually, I have a neck bird already, so I really need to buy fedora, and I'm also like overweight now. So I know. I'm gonna like, I know who I be on Halloween. I'm gonna dress like a Reddit mod on Halloween. I have decided. Right, so runtime debug, then this thing, and I need to actually do it in this area. Right side start. Oh, so the way it works is that you see, I render all of the left side. Then there's experiments with separators, and then left side width plus 30. So here's the right side start. Yeah. And then I do active profile settings. So this emergency quit button. This is my original health check, by the way. You see that it doesn't do any cleanup, it just straight up exit one. Man, this UI is so fucking ghetto. Insane. Now, then we have mappings. So it's this rectangle. Yeah, GetRect calls it scrollable region. Yeah. So this is it. Then presets. All right, and I think after presets, next Y. Nice. And then we have sub windows, but they are invisible until you press them. If need to scroll mappings region. Huh? What is this? Oh. So I have an automatic scrolling for this region, but I disabled automatic scrolling for mappings region. You know why? Because every time I add new mapping, it goes on top. So I never need to scroll it. Yeah, because I used to add it to the bottom, and then I realized that actually adding them on top is probably a better UI. Unlike here, when you add new profile, you actually want it to go on top, right? Yeah. Nice. So we have next Y, and I think X is just right side start. Yeah, so let's try something like I don't know, like log display, something like this. And I guess it's gonna be like a button. Just like a big button, or how do I even um how do programs usually display? It's just they do some like circle with a number in it, right? Or you know, if you open a VS Code, it would show you like here, no problems, like errors and warnings separately. We don't have any kind of. I can actually just. I can like just do a mode line, like in text editor, and show kind of stuff like this. Maybe we show some general stats in there. Huh. Yeah, what do you think? Design is not my strongest suit. Um, you know what else I can do? So when you try to like close Sway or well my like display manager, Wayland Compositor, or if you fuck up the configuration and try to reload it, um, custom Emacs. Sure. Yeah, so it will show you like a stuff on top of everything. Let me maybe, I know, demonstrate. Hopefully this won't kill the stream. Uh, so if I do something like this and save and then try to reload it, please don't kill my stream. Okay, yeah. Doesn't kill my stream? Am I still live? Still, okay, nice. So you can see it shows, is it visible on stream by the way? Yeah, it is kind of visible on stream. So you see there's like a red thing and it says there are errors in your config file. And toggle details, reload, exit, and I can do like toggle details and it would say like error on line 9, unknown, invalid, blah, 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 right? Shut the fuck up, Phoenix. Trolling me, motherfucker. And I can actually exit this way, but yeah, I can just close this warning. Yeah, and there you go. Now, fine. So we can probably do something like this. If something bad happens, we can like just draw a bar at the bottom. But instead of like shifting the entire content of the window, we should probably just expand it slightly like this. And then kind of draw it here. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I think that's a nice idea. We could also, I think, draw this indicator somewhere like here, I guess it's better. Because this area is actually invisible in release mode. And actually, as a matter of fact, in release mode, I should shrink the program. Oh, what the fuck? I just realized that the buttons, that the preset buttons, they go further than the scrollable region. This is also bad. Oh, also, yeah, look at this bug. Look at here on the left. You see how letters, like how font atlas gets fucked when I drag the window border. Do you see it? Yeah, I assume you do. So I don't know what happens. I think it's some bug in Simp or get wrecked. So you see, oh, I was able to catch it. And so it just draws kind of like a jumbled font atlases there because maybe fonts are not able to, sync between the re-renders. Yeah, for these ones, yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to do a drop down, but I started with just one, close to tray checkbox, and I thought that it would be kind of lame to have a drop down with entire like one settings. But now we also have more logs in debug, so we might start adding them. But yeah, I like the idea with the bar. So let's just implement that. And first I want to move a re-render. Where is it? Yeah, debug view to see we're rendering. I just want to have rect a little bit smaller and maybe move it here. So where's the, let's just cut it out and find emergency quit button like here and just remove this debug and have it right side rect W plus right side rect X plus 10. So I think we just can do it, I guess, like this. And so we'll do X, then width, XY, then height. Yeah, XY and then width height. Yeah. So this is gonna be X. Y is gonna be so button height plus 10, I guess. Then we have width. Let's do the same width and the same height, kind of like this. I think this should be fine. Yeah, there you go. Oh shit. Oh, because it modifies next Y. It shouldn't modify next Y, no. Yeah, there you go. I just realized that I can make emergency button pulsate instead. Right, so button height plus 10. Maybe it shouldn't be plus 10. It should be plus what? It's not 30. How much is it? It should be plus 10 more. So it should be 10 plus button height plus 10. Yeah. So it's kind of kind of like this. Yeah, so as you can see, GetRect, it doesn't have anything for doing layouts. So I need to either write a layout engine on top of GetRect or just do layout manually. And for now, I just do layout manually because my UI is fucking dead simple, right? So I'm okay with it. But in the future, there are two possibilities that I'm thinking of. First, well, I'm something or me gonna write a layout engine on top of this. Second possibility is kind of own custom UI. Third possibility is to replace an UI library with someone else's UI library. I also wanted to experiment with software rendering, honestly, because the idea of linking OpenGL on Linux actually scares me. I'm not going to lie. OpenGL drivers on Linux are shit. Even for simple things like UI, 2D UI, it's kind of bad. So maybe we will end up just rewriting it in software render mode or something. So okay, we have a debug UI here. So now this kind of frees up for the bar. So presets, new profile sub window. Here, no, here, log display. Right, and I think I should probably calculate Y from the bottom here, not from the top. So even if I drag it down and up, it just kind of, oh my god, look at this. Yikes. Insane resizing. You can clearly see that this is an X11 X11 window. How do you write the software rendered image out of the window? Not sure. Not sure what you're asking. You mean how do you write these pixels in software rendering mode, or what? There are just APIs in both Wayland and X11 to kind of fill the frame buffer pixel by pixel. So you just use those. It's like XMH on X11 and yeah, there's XMH on X11 and there is something similar on Wayland where you just open shared memory buffer and just kind of fill it. And the composer interprets it as a graphic, as an image buffer. I think Leonte mentioned, if I recall correctly, that software rendering on Wayland is extremely slow, but maybe we will find it out. Maybe not. Yeah, this is fucking yikes. Yeah. I mean, this is nothing I can do about it because at the time when I started, there was no Wayland backend for Jai's kind of graphical stuff. And there is still no official Wayland backend for that. So we will have to write our own. Or I mean, steal what Ileonte has for Focus, which will require to make us bindings for libwayland. But it depends on how quickly I want to have it done, you know. If the priority would be to just kind of make it work, then yeah, well, just make it work. Right, so GetRect should give us window geometry somewhere. Yeah, get dimensions. You see window width, window height. And so if we get like the first kind of y as a log y window height, maybe minus, I know, something like this, right? And then log x equals like 0. and then log width equals window width. Right. And log height equals this. And then we just get rect. Is this how you use it? It's just literally get rect, right? Actually, yeah, we just use get rect. Yeah, like this. And xy with height, yeah. So log width, log height, no, log y, so log x log y, log height. And then we do button, so something something pressed released equals hour button. Why hour? Because it supports stuff like knowing if it needs to render, and it supports pulsating if I need it. And for now, log situation, right? This log situation is crazy. And theme, we need a custom theme, so but for now, let's just, you know, let's just do button theme. Let's restart it and see if it works. It actually doesn't work. Type wanted, type given. What? Bro. Well, I guess let's just autocast it. Bruh, what the fuck? Will it complain about Y2? Huh, interesting. Released. Oh, look at this. And actually, this is even, you know, this even works. It actually kind of, you see, it attaches itself to the bottom. Oh. Oh, shit, look at this. Why does it... I need to be pulsated. Why does it... What the fuck? Why does it print... Why does it print the text on the very top? What the fuck? I mean, this can't be real. Yes, something is not right here. I think I fucked up. So X is window height. Oh, it needs to be plus because I wrapped it. Yeah, it needs to go up. No? I don't know. So Y is top to bottom. So Y is window height, which is here. No, it's fine. I need to actually subtract button height from it. So it starts there, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, this should be fine. So X, Y, and X is 0, this is fine. Y, yeah, it should be this. Then width is fine, and then height is window height. No, no. Yes, yes, yes. Height. Yeah, window height is too big. That's why it's so stupid. height needs to be this button height. There you go. Yes, now we have the correct button. Lock situation is crazy. Now we can like press it. Yeah, cool. Sorry. I haven't done this UI situation in a while, so yeah, I'm a bit kind of rusty on it. Yeah, and after a while, the text starts breaking. Oh, nice. Now, so we need to plug it into if we have like logs or stuff, and we need to change the theme. Log theme equals my theme button theme, and this is gonna be, and then yeah, let's check what it wants. Rectangle shape, surface color. Yeah, there you go. So we need to have it like, we need to have red, and I think does GetRect has predefined colors for the palette. Let's see, theme. Overall theme. There was what theme is that Jaya? There you go. Aha, there you go. The theme code below licensed. Right, default grayscale, blah blah blah. And this is an enum. Fuck. Where are colors? Extra low, extra high, hot surface. Is there something for error codes? Border main text interact. Does this have like a it's in the themes. Yeah, so look at this. Button blue. So there's nothing for error, right? Yeah, or alert or danger. So nothing like this. So we will just have to kind of invent our own. Or like warning. No, nothing like this. So we will need to invent our own color. Let me open Krita on the side and just kind of, I guess, compile this. And so I have sort of like red color here, reddish color, right? When you select drop down, which is, I think it's super out of place, right? The colors here too. They're kind of weird. Oh yeah, let me just do this. And then new image, create from clipboard. And then go here. Yeah, so what do we think about colors? If we just pick this red and use it as an error, would make sense. Wait. How do you feel? Ah, it's F. So kind of like that. Kind of like this, right? And this will say like log situation is crazy, or how do you fucking like this? Or maybe make it, is there any like yellow-ish? So what would be a good like warning color? Something, I don't know, something like this. Less orange, more red. Yeah, we need like a warning core color, maybe something orange. So like this. Could be like an orange warning color. White is super bad on this though, so the text needs to be like dark. Or maybe color needs to be slightly darker, like, orange for warnings. I don't even have warnings, to be honest. I have exactly one warning so far in the system, and I'm thinking to get rid of it entirely. Slightly transparent yellow, so it's kind of like this. Huh. Yeah, maybe like make it yellower. This is, this is probably too yellow if... Yeah, I don't know. So I think if it's transparent, it should be like orange. What if I get like red, but then make it, yeah, transparent red. Like kind of like this. Yeah, so I think transparent ones could be fine. Yeah, definitely nicer for white text. I like this. Kind of like this. We can start with that, so I don't kind of... What is this? This is like to 1966 and 28. Uh um I wonder what colors Jai uses. Hey John, hello. Not Silksong, yeah. I know. It uses from 0 to 1. Dobry wieczór. Yeah, it uses from 0 to 1. From 0 to 1 is just normal RGB, right? Hey John, hello. It's Dobry wieczór, da. You did it correctly. So button theme, surface color and over. And log theme dot this. So how do you translate this to RGB? How do you like translate it? Oh my god, the fuck did they do? Uh, times 255. Yeah, you know, I guess that's a good point. Yeah, so I take these. Right, so dB. And I would like, right? This is what I would do. So it's 85. Yeah, that is a good point. That's a very good point. So the fuck. So it's like this, and then 42. Zero point 2588, and then 1C. 10. I know we can do like 11. Here we can do like 6. Here we can do like 86. Oh, good night, John. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hello, hello. I mean, bye bye. Sorry. And there was 0.37 for opacity, right? So let's see how it looks like. Wait, what? Declare a variable. Oh, right. So this will be like this. This will be that. Ah, yeah, it's very close. And now we want color that is like slightly brighter, right? Just like brighten it a little bit. So maybe the same color, but with better opacity. What do we think? Dobranich. Well, it's kind of similar to Ukrainian, to be honest, but I don't know. Polish and Ukrainian are a little bit similar, so maybe they do something alike. Ah, same stick. So kind of like this. What do we think about it? We can scale it in RGB a little bit. So here's the RGB one, slightly here, right? Just like this. So it's still dB, but it's 2A1B. So 0.16, so 1.6 and 1B, not 1C, but 1B, 10.5. So it's like, and maybe, I kind of liked slightly better opacity. Maybe let's do 47. Huh? I think it's fine. What do we think? Maybe this also do like a 41. And this like a 50. Nah, so just 40. Oh shit, what did I do? Ah, I know what happened. It didn't, huh, allocate, but flat pool is full. Interesting. Is this because not all threads exited or what? I wonder. Yeah, now this is kind of, oh, it's still not as red as this. Yeah, these colors need to be replaced. So yeah, I'll leave it like that for now. Don't want to bike shadow colors too much. Yeah, let's do this. This is for errors. Seems like we don't really have warnings yet. I'll just leave it like that. And well, then when you click on the button, oh, also, yeah, of course, where do we put the text? Like there are like 5 errors or something. So this is probably actually a pretty decent use case for sub window. So just click here and you have like log window or something, which maybe opens like on a half, like a half here, and then there are like line by lines here. We could also open it as a separate window, as like pop out. So you can drag it outside of the parent window, because for example with sub windows you can't, you see it's just hard locked to be like inside. It actually gets, how do you say it, scissored. But here you could actually maybe pop out and look at it separately. And to be honest, I've never tried multiple windows with simp, and I guess my like my window in library that I call JDL for now, and I don't really want to sidetrack on it too much at the moment. I would rather just, maybe use what I know. Hmm. Yeah, I guess whatever. We'll just do it. So. Mhm. Yeah, right. Let's do sub window. Yeah, I'm thinking sub window. Um, Actually, I'll just do it. I'll just do it in line. There's gonna be log button theme here, and log window theme is if this actually just right. So I guess put it here. So sub window info new profile. Presets. And log window rect. Get rect something, then log sub window log rect equals log window rect, then sub window log title text logs, and sub window log draw equals draw log window. Easy clap. Rect. How do we do it? We want to open it on the full. So X is just gonna be 0. Y is gonna be maybe half the window width. So window I maybe times 2. Then width is window width. I guess I need to autocast it. And then height is gonna be same as here. Same as Y. Kind of like this. Yeah, so let's initialize the sub window itself. Where do we right and new profile just closed. Sub window info. The sub windows are kind of clunky. I don't really like them. I like GetRect overall. It's very, very easy to hack on. Like, it's very easy to get started, and it's very easy to change stuff I don't want to. But sometimes there's just a lot of things that I want to change, if that makes sense. So now what's this? Yeah, this is sub window draw proc. So I need another one here. Just gonna be draw log window, and it accepts state of the sub window state. By the way, retained state in my immediate mode UI. Wait, YouTube face. This is gonna be my next video. That immediate mode UI and retained mode UI, they are not mutually exclusive. Because I keep seeing these stupid ass fucking takes on Twitter that I disagree with. And I just can't stay away. Anyway. Oh, and we could put logs on the state. This is actually insane. Yeah. So I have my logger that accumulates logs from all of the threads, and I can just put them on the program state. Holy shit. The program writes itself. So what do we do here? Just writes a bunch of, here they just write a bunch of buttons. In my case, I want more something like profile selector, but without without text input. Yeah, there was like a loop, and the loop was just populating from the list of programs. Yeah, get list of programs, and then it would create a button for each program in the list. And we want something like this, but instead of actionable button, I probably want just to do a label. Actually, if I want some logs to be actionable, let's say we print, I can't open UNP device. Yeah, like can't open UNP device. Technically, we can fix this error by adding a udef rule right to the user configuration, and I even have rule, but I don't really want to automatically write this rule. I would rather just say user, hey, take this rule, copy paste it into this directory, and it will work. So I don't want to perform like a destructive actions on their behalf. This is probably a bit too aggressive, even though some other programs, for example, Steam does it automatically, I know for a fact, to make their virtual controllers work. I don't know if I want to do it. But anyway, I want to make logs actionable in a sense that maybe if you click on an error, you get like an expanded view, like in Sway bar, when you mess up config file, it shows you error in config. And then you can click details and it expands and show you the details. So I might want to do this. Yeah. So we will write each log entry as a button. And then some of these buttons you can click and see details. I think that's how we start. Yeah. And so let me copy this loop. Or maybe, yeah, so this is going to be a scrollable region for sure. Yeah, this is going to be like a scrollable region. And for now, I'll probably just bullshit some shit there. Bullshit some shit. I have mastered English language. My vocabulary is unmatched, and I think my brain is melting. I am kind of super tired. I've been touching too much grass in the last couple of days. I'm so exhausted physically. I'm quite fine mentally. I'm just so physically exhausted. It's hard for me to focus. Anyway, we have scrollable rect, search bar rect plus. So y is gonna be so base r. Actually, base r. Get some sleep. No, I mean, come on. If I get sleep, who will work on this program? Nobody. And so since I can't work on it full time, right? Since I have a job, The only way the progress is gonna move forward is if I work on it. And this is kind of a thing that um, how do I phrase it correctly? Consistency is key. When you can't work on something full time, you need to get a little bit work done like every day. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like 20 minutes an hour, anything. Just like a small task, just a small thing to move the ball, to get the ball rolling. I work on this project on and off, and I had like 6 months when I just haven't touched the code base at all. And then coming back to it was actually fine, but sometimes you just realize, oh, how much more progress I would have done in those like 6 months if I did like at least 20 minutes a day. At least some, like mundane task of just like moving code around and adding a feature across like a week or so. It would have been way easier for me. So now I kind of try to catch up and get at least like an hour a day or something. Even if I end up scraping the code that I wrote, I still just want to do something on the code base. But yeah. So base rectangle. I guess I just use everything. I think I just literally just use base S for the scrollable region. Oh, you know what? Maybe not, because there is also title bar. I don't think if title bar is included. Yo, Plasar. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Mexican. uh, Inside button height, scroll value, new profile. Huh? What's this? Oh, this is for regions. And so let me create scroll value log window. Yeah, so not get list programs. Actually, I can do get list programs and just see how it looks like. Yeah, let's just see if it works. Window height, type given as 32. Oh, this is actually crazy that, it doesn't let me convert to float. That's actually super, super helpful error message. Thanks a lot. And so I need to do this. I think I need to do it like this. Yes. Attempt to call, or yeah, like that. And same here. So float 32. Button height. What? It's gonna be default, yeah. Uh, there you go. So now if I click on it, yeah, I need to implement the fucking toggle on click. Hey, Devolution, hello, welcome to the stream. Yes, we are working on an epic keyboard program. Blah, 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 confirmation. If sub window log open, we need to add, yeah. at sub window, and it's gonna be sub window info preset confirmation log, right? Yeah, there you go. Hello, Stefan. Ciao. Hello. What else? Yeah, here, so wait, what? Selected preset. How do we set? Here. That open equals true. So this is what we do. Sub window log that open. Yeah. Where is it? How it's going? It's actually going pretty well. So I'm kind of done with the logger for now, and now I'm trying to kind of wire up logging into the window. If released, so sub window log open equals true. I think that's what we do. Do we ever? Yeah, so I guess we don't really need to do that. So now I can just open it. Oh, look at this. Here is our logs. And yeah, it seems like the base rectangle is actually not included into the here. So we have logs, which is as tall by default as the kind of half of our window. Yeah, and we would be able to see logs here. Yeah. Oh, crash. Oh shit. Attempt to allocate, but flat pool is full. So interesting. Look at that. That's wild because I supposed to be I supposed to reset allocation size 66, alignment 8, address space 4096, already allocated 4032. So at some point there should be like a condition that checked, but it failed. Yikes. Do you use WinLips? What's that? Wait, what? It tried to do it in print. In log lugger copy string. So here, like this is weird. I know. So in get, after a line, I am fucking idiot. When I check if currently allocated more than log size, I need to align this. And I actually do this. here. I do it when I read. Next read offset, right? So I take like count and pull alignment. So PT and message. Let's do let's like just do next. Yeah, I guess next log offset. Yeah. And so I guess message, which is gonna be string. Yeah, and count. And next read. It's gonna be next log offset, and this is gonna be message. Yeah. And then here, when I check, I need to check that log size is wait, actually, yeah, I don't need to check. I don't need to check this. I need to check package.gcc. No, I don't use it. No. On Windows, when I compile C code, I would use either CL, so MSVC, or I would just straight up use Clang. I wouldn't use GCC on Windows, nah. First, like, why would you use GCC on Windows? Like, and second, if I write cross-platform code, I would prefer to compile it with multiple compilers if I have a chance, right? And since C and C++, we have a luxury of having multiple implementations, I would probably compile with GCC on Linux and with Clang on Windows or CL on Windows. At least I would try to, ensure some kind of compatibility like that, just for myself. See what I mean? Yeah, so I shouldn't be really doing that. Align. 9 compilers to support different behavior of, yeah. Yeah. So how do I do it? So this uses like read offset. Yeah, let me change that back. And here, when I check this, so I get currently allocated, which is current point minus memory base. So what I should probably do is instead of checking the currently allocated, I should check the current point plus this, and I should see if it exceeds the max size. So I want to fix this crash before I move on, so it's just out of my way. Use Clang anytime. I respect that. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think Clang is slower than GCC, but the code you get in the end is probably like faster, right? And also Clang is the same on all platforms. And it's easier to install than GCC on Windows. So it's like, I understand. also write LLVM. You probably want to use LLVM and stuff like this. So yeah, I respect, but counterpoint is that Clang executables, unsigned Clang executables on Windows will get flagged by Windows Defender because Microsoft is stupid and CL executables will not. I've never, I mean, I don't have any like serious production experience with C++. So I only have experience on my, sort of quote unquote toy projects. Right, so let's do flat pool and know for sure. So we have we have address limit. Nice. I think address limit is set after pov to, yeah, you see, so it's set against address limit. And when is it set? Memory base plus reserve. Yes. So instead of doing this, where I calculate currently allocated, what I need to check is I need to check whether per thread pool current point plus log size log size, and this should be like flat pool that align with also like per thread pool alignment, which is gonna be 8 in my case. It's 8 by default, but I need to hardcode it here. When I should just set oh, do we not set it here? Do we not set it in init? Where do we set alignment? Oh, we don't. Interesting. So we just kind of, we're gonna have flat pool here, and I guess if the pool equals 8, just to be sure, But we don't check that right now. So if you mess this up, you'll get weird behavior. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'll just make sure. Anyway, log size and current point plus log size per thread pool alignment, and I need to align it. And I guess I need to check this. So it's desired allocation equals this, and if I do right, kind of like that, and let me check. So end bytes plus result. So it aligns current point. So I don't even need to do this. Yeah, this makes sense. You bump the next allocation, not, yeah. It actually, it should be the same at the end, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter if you allocate, if you like align at the if you align before adding bytes or you align like after adding bytes, it technically shouldn't matter, right? It kind of does. Yeah, let's do the same thing as get does to be consistent. So we align current point plus log size. So we align current point. And then we do if current point plus log size. Yeah. And when we when we call alloc, we will actually, where's the allocator proc? Yeah, requested size, we just get request size. Yeah. So this is all good. This is all good. I can remove this. Allocation size, alignment, address space size. So trying to add this. Allocated. Current point minus memory base. This is not exactly the same because current point is poo. Yeah, let's log this. And I think this should be it, no? Type wanted. Fuck. Oh, should be more than first uncommitted page. The fuck? Shouldn't it be like max? Is first uncommitted page the let's check init. Current point. It should be a address limit. How is it first uncommitted page though? Like that's weird. Ah, like yeah, okay. Address limit. Yeah, I for some reason I was looking at this condition and I thought this is what we assert on. No. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, okay. If it's yeah more. So it cannot be more. So it can be less or equal. So here we should strictly show more. If it's like exactly equal, then we like we kind of we just occupy the full page and we don't need to wrap yet. Poll? Where's poll? Yeah, it's pool, not poll. Mismatch in levels of indirection type 1. The fuck? Loogie. The fuck is Loogie? My C++ largest project is my current compiler version, 20k lines of code, not counting white spaces and comments. Takes only 5-10 seconds from full clean. Huge is relative because it's really not that big. Yeah. I think Jai compiler is 150,000 lines of code or something like that. Yeah, I see use Clang extensions, makes sense. Ah, when you hack up speed from I see. Like like this, right? I see, okay. Yeah. This project, this hitboxer, I counted today, it's about 9,000 lines of handwritten code, right? Because it has a bunch of generated lines of code because of metaprogramming, right? It has a homemade like OpenGL bindings. It also has XCB, XKB, a bunch of bindings that I generated with bindings generator, but the code that is written by hands, like by me, it's 8 to 9,000 of lines of code, approximately. All right, so this is how we do it. Address limit. It is yeah, like this. Also, where the fuck is poo? Why am I calling my pool poo? Undeclared identifier memory base because it's per thread pool memory base. All right. Projects socket hitboxer. So I think we should be fine now. The crash should not happen. Let's, yeah, spin. There you go. So we can open and let's just click a bunch of stuff. Do we crash? Let's just click. Just make it crash, make it crash, make it crash. Yeah, I think it's fixed. So yeah, it was an issue that I did not correctly like align my writes. I was aligning on the reads, but writes I just didn't check the condition correctly. It's very good that I caught it. Okay. Yeah. Also, let me change the read align then as well, just so it's kind of in line. So here when I get next read, I want to align yeah, read offset, and then actually no, I think read is correct. So I'm taking the right offset. So to get to the next right, I need to so let me look at it. I get the read offset, right? And which is 0 at the start. I read it. I write it. Then I need to find the next written log, for which the way it works in on the right side, first we bump to the power of 2 and then we allocate. Yeah. And so if we want to do this, we need to go through the allocation and then bump. Yes, yes, so correctly. So I go through the allocation and then I bump it. Yeah, yeah, this is right. This is correct. This is correct. I actually wrote it correctly, but it's sort of accidentally. So I guess I just YOLO'd it and it happened to be correct. This is very nice when you do it. Even though I did not exactly understood how get works, I just like, oh yeah, it should be power to aligned when I started getting garbage in my log strings. It wasn't really garbage. I was hitting asserts because you know my log string would get on a null terminated on like a padded zeros, and then I would try to uh, how do you say it? Cast fucking zeros to a string pointer and it would crash because you know it interprets as a null pointer. And I like, oh yeah, 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 flat pool should be two aligned, and I just bumped the whole thing and it happened to work correctly. Without a second thought. And only now I realize that, oh, I just got it correctly by pure accident. Nice. Fuck. Oh, no, this is memory debugger error. This is fine. And it happened because of font. Yeah, so this, something here is fishy when fonts get corrected. So sometimes, I wonder if it's like a race condition. It shouldn't be because my rendering code is actually single threaded. So draw one frame, I draw a checkbox, label, prepare text, convert to temporary glyphs, array add, and then I hit realloc. And then during the realloc, we hit this error. Interesting. And then like a bunch of, oh yeah, because there's like a bunch of this crap. And you see how much we spin? And we spin a lot at the start. So this is my logger. So this is my logger producer thread spinning because the consumer, which consumes from other thread, can't cope because all of the threads are fucking spamming at the start because all of their go through their startup code and they're logging a bunch of stuff. And so the consumer just isn't able to cope, which maybe tells me that I need to bump logging arenas maybe from 4K to, I don't know, like 8K, 8K. Probably a good idea. But if I don't get this kind of error, this is only error in like a first frame, then sim kind of fixes itself after realloc. So on the next iteration, we don't get it anymore. So yeah, it is kind of, I think there's some shenanigans for when maybe glyph atlas array reallocs at the start of the program under certain condition. I don't know why. Maybe that's why we get the botched glyphs after a while. So you see after a while, when I'm resizing now, some glyphs are just cooked. Some parts of the label. So maybe that's one of the reasons why it happens. I don't know. I'll need to take a look at it. Yeah, and maybe I need to bump the arena size a bit so this doesn't happen. Or maybe there's a way to increase speed of the logger consumer somehow, because now it gets woken up by a POSIX like pthread condition variable, and it actually tries to exhaust all of the threads. And then it writes to a file, it writes to a log file, it checks if we need to rotate, and it also writes to std out because I'm running in debug mode. So it writes to both file and to std out. And you know, if multiple threads are pushing to their wins at the same time, it just not fast enough. So certain threads just have to spin. And it's fine. If only I could, maybe I could over-engineer it to the point where, you know, I assign priorities to threads. And for example, I say that a sort like input handling thread, which is the fastest one, which should never spin. Like if input handling threads has to spin on a logging, that's a bug in my program. Maybe I could, implement some kind of priority where like a thread when it wants to log just like acquires like exclusive access to the logger, and everyone else just gets kind of cooked. Maybe it's stupid and I just need to bump the arena size so this almost never happens. Anyway, actually let me commit this before I proceed. Fix alignment during the write check in the logger. Nice. Now log display. Let's show it log window. Call it log window. So how do we put logs here? The way it works now, here. So when I write log, I write it to a file. Here, this is just like write into a file with a bunch of error handling. And here, I also log to std out in debug. And I guess I would also maybe have some kind of a callback, like a user supplied callback to, just okay, if callback is provided, I am like gonna call this callback, and then from my main program, I will populate like an arena of log strings, and maybe it would have like an action attached to it. That seems fine because this is a module, it doesn't have access to my program code. And I actually want to leave it at that because you see it's just 300 lines of code and it's actually really self-contained. I can just copy this module and use it in different programs that need to log to multiple places from multiple threads. Because as far as I know, it doesn't have anything Hitboxer specific. And I'm kind of happy how it turns out. I don't want to overcomplicate it a little bit. It supports some basic things and yeah. So yeah. I'll probably try the callback thing. We are too productive today, people. I am barely yapping today. I'm almost like a real programming streamer. I almost didn't crash out today. And not a lot of tangents, just very chill. Which means that we need to yap a little bit. Somebody in Juplex1T posted about the DAPI. B/, yeah. DAPI, which is an alternative to DAP mode in Emacs, and I actually kind of wanted to take a look at it before I forget. So DAPI Emacs. Oh, that was self-promotion. Look at that, Swanty. I started. I even looked at it. Look at this. I started. A real programming streamer would have read 2 articles by now. True. I even my memory is a whole. It means I looked at it at some point. Debug adapter client, blah blah blah, much like well-known counterpart, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Invoke the DAPI command in the mini buffer, enter debug adapter configuration, name for this. For complete functionality, make sure to enable LDoc and repeat mode. Batteries included. I like that because if I recall correctly, when I try to use that mode, you just need to write your own configs for everything, which is why. Log breakpoints, conditional, variable explorer, variable REPL. Ooh, like GDB interface. Memory editor, disassembly, integration with compile, debug, adapter, configuration, ergonomics, no external dependencies. Damn. UI is kind of clean. Looks like GF2. Actually, it looks like GDB mode, sort of. This looks like GDB mode, like God, good. Rich REPL. This looks good, man. I might try it out. Yeah. Has no dependence outside of core Emacs and tries to get okay, I get as much out of them. Yeah, this is like a little typo. Guys, do you know that Hacktoberfest is live? You can probably get your t-shirt by fixing this typo. Anyway. So it does not support launch commands. Bad chest. Yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, me likey. Anyway. Supported adapters. Go, CC++, Rust. Yeah, I might try it. I might honestly try it. I started, I guess, because I wanted to try it at some point, and then, as usual, something fucking naturally distracted me, and I forgot about its existence. Yeah, I'll do it off stream, and I'll maybe try it on some of my like WebSlop projects and see how it goes. I wonder if it has like support for being called over the socket. Let's just look for remote. Oh, remote debugging. Remote P. Maybe. Over Trump. Damn. So there is at least some mentions. Xdebug on a Docker container. Hey, look at this. All right. Yeah, this might be goated. This might actually be goated. I wanted to try Z as a debugger UI, but maybe I won't need to switch from Emacs. If this works for me, I can just maybe do that instead. Nice. So, yeah. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So, yeah. And why am I talking about user data, by the way? It's because when you log stuff, the interface is such that it accepts data as a void pointer. And this data is then gets passed to, I put it myself on a log string, and then when consumer gets it, it can invoke it in here. Yeah, and where am I rotating file? Where do I get this data? Huh? Ah, yeah, here it is. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Where do I get data from? Ah, using, yeah, I'm like using is so useful, but sometimes I get so confused by it, even though I wrote it myself. Especially since I have two different usings here, it's just like maybe I shouldn't do it, right? Because I only use needed here, so uh aha, this is why I decided to use it. You know what? I agree it passed me. Let's use it too. Not if you, I, so I like it, but you just see how it got me confusing for a moment, right? So yeah, I totally see what you're saying. I totally see. I'm not even gonna argue with you because I am like on the fence. I am definitely on the fence with it. I'm gonna keep it here, but at some point, there are a couple features in Jai that I use a lot, and I am not sure if I actually like them. Using is one of them. Another one is temporary allocator. It's so convenient not to use it, but oh man, there are cases when it can fuck you right with the butthole, like without any like loop. So yeah. There are things like that. If you're not careful enough, it doesn't sound so bad. I guess if you're into that, then yeah. You know what? I want to take a small break because I've been doing this for 2 hours. Just go to a bathroom, grab some water, and then give myself like 30 more minutes or so. Yeah, so let me turn some music on. Yeah, and I'll be right back. Oh, it's kind of loud, isn't it? Yeah, so I'll be right back. we are back. So before I continue, is there any serious on-topic questions? While I'm drinking my water, hydrating myself and stuff like that. Open the chat here. Right. Okay. Are imports in Jai just namespaced text includes? Not really. No, because well, yeah, it does create namespace. This is true. But also module is still isolated from your main program. For example, if I import a module into my main program or into another module, it doesn't get access into the identifiers from my main program. Does it make sense? So when you import something, you get to use its things, but that thing doesn't get to use your things. So it doesn't act like a, unified, like a compilation unit in C. It doesn't work like that. Well, technically, in C it also doesn't work like that, but only because, C is a single pass compiler, so the things that are declared down below just aren't accessible from up because of the nature of the compilation. But since Jai is out of order compiler, that in principle is possible, and it is possible when you load the file. Because in Jai you can both import and load stuff. Right, so here I'm importing a bunch of stuff, and on the top I'm loading a bunch of stuff. And actually load is sort of include. With the only thing that I don't think I can namespace it. Yeah, you see declaration claims to be constant but use an expression. So you can't namespace a load, but you can namespace an import. And loads are kind of includes in Jai. Does this answer your question? Yeah, nice. Also, yeah, module in Jai has a strict definition. So, module is basically anything you can import. It's either directory with module.jai in it, or it's a file that you import specifically with import file, right? This turns any file into a module. Yeah. Or I guess, generally speaking, module is anything that anything you provide to, where is it? What the fuck is it? Yeah, import dir. Anything you provide as an import dir will be searched by import. No. So you provide something an import dir, right? And by default there are only two import dirs, so the modules directory in Jai distribution and modules directory in the current folder. And what Jai looks for is in the modules directory, it searches for either just bare files. So every file in the modules directory is a module, and you can import it. For example, Flatpool. So the one I'm importing in here in the Luger, I'm importing a Flatpool. And if you go to the Flatpool, it's just a file. You see flatpool.jai. It's literally just a file in the modules directory. So here's modules. And yeah, you see sometimes there are bare files and sometimes there are directories. And so if it is a directory, it has to have a module.jai file in it. Otherwise, it doesn't know what to import. Yeah, the name is the file name. Well, if I just do import, it does not namespace them. It just puts everything into your namespace. And you can provide any namespace you want. So you see I'm doing FP, blah, blah, blah. So now all of the stuff in Flatpool got imported into FP namespace. And then I put using on it to kind of just be able to use it. But I need to do FP to get access to declarations that are in the module scope. Hey Formenta, hello. What is estimated time for open beta or release? I can't wait. Senator, I don't know. I don't work for Thekla, so I don't work on the compiler. I am just one of the beta testers, and the only person who can answer you this question is Jonathan Blow. So yeah, I'm sorry. I do import some identifier and it searches CD and my library folder and make a namespace around it based on the name. Yeah, I see. So yeah, John specifically didn't like it because I think namespaces in C++ work like that, right? And so I think he hated that it gives you the name. And so it's like either user defines a name or you just, you know, don't do it at all. Can you call C++ with Jai yet, or do you need bindings? Actually, you probably think about Zeek that has C import. What do you think C import in Zeek does? Hey Billy, hello, welcome to the stream. I'll tell you a secret. C import in Zeek, it just generates bindings under the hood. Yeah. It literally generates bindings under the hood automatically for you, and you can even look at those bindings if you look hard enough. So yeah, any language has to have bindings. In Zeek, you just have features that give you bindings automatically. But yes, in Jai, you need to generate bindings, but you have a module that's called bindings generator. Here it is. And it lets you generate bindings for C and C++ code. Is the hassle? I mean, you can do it by hand, true, but there is also bindings generator module, and you can just, you know, where is it? Is there like generate.jai or something? There should be like generate. Yeah, so here what you do, you create options, you get the output file name, and you give it the like library. Okay, I want to give it the compile library, give it header, and run generate bindings, and it generates you some bindings. You see, so it's kind of like, yeah, you need to define it manually, but it is a nice module. It is very powerful and it has programmatic interface. And even in Zeek, you don't really want to rely on automatic bindings though, because yeah, you can kind of use it and start them, but if you want to heavily rely on something, let's be honest, you really want to give some wrappers around it. You know, so maybe it accepts like a proper zig allocator, you know, if it has like, if it plays nicely with default interfaces and stuff like that. So I think C import, it's mostly, it's like a gateway feature in Zig, which like, oh holy shit, I can start like writing code really quick, but you want to get away from it as fast as you can anyway. In my file at HPP, namespace, some garbage code, then you do include my file HPP epic C++ moment. Wait, what the fuck? I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to read this in the Twitch comment. Then you do include my file. Yeah, you can do paste bin, that would be easier. Because you need to remember, I am not like a real C++ programmer. So I only like have, you know, very layman knowledge of the language. I can like read C++ 11 and some very like selective things from later standards. But anything more modern, and no, it's it's too hard for me. But yeah, that's what you do, just generate bindings. And I have a bunch of bindings generated for this project. Right. If you can go deeper here, why are bindings needed? If C code is machine code in some DLL, what are other languages trying to do with bindings such that they can call them in that's different from what language does internally? Well, because usually languages have different calling conventions from C, right? Because languages might want to do some of their stuff, their own stuff. And you need some sort of like interface, because let's say you want to call a function called like foo from a DLL. How do you tell your compiler where this function is? How does it know where to look, you know? You can't just say call function foo. You need to say, okay, this function foo is in the library bar, which is a binding. Here, this is a binding, right? For example, I have this C3 in my... Yeah, well, we can look at it in my code base, yeah. Right, I have this C3, which is a function with this signature from foreign library libc, and it's called free. There you go, this is a binding. So you have a regular procedure declaration. You just say that I don't have a body for it here. I just look at it in this library, in this particular library. And the library libc is defined as libc is a library, and it's a system library. There you go. You have a binding. So, you know, sometimes you say like a binding as if it's something like magical and hard. No, it's just you tell the compiler to look in different location, and you specify that it's foreign, which kind of tells the compiler that, okay, it's gonna have C calling convention, which means in GI terms, don't like pass a context into it, or it will like blow up or something. On OS level, is it just doing get proc address to get memory of a function from libdll? It happens during link time. If you link to a library and you call function statically, then it happens like linker does it. So linker looks at you calling this function, right, C3, and it knows that it comes from the library, and I think it just gets a memory offset from a DLL, and it like inserts it into assembly. So At runtime, you don't do any address resolution. It is already inserted for you by the linker. But if it's statically compiled, it happens differently, right? If it gets statically compiled, all of the symbols, they are, how is it called? Like, well, I guess what I described probably happens when you statically compile a library, right? And when you dynamically compile a library, yeah, it's like, so when you dynamically compile it, there is additional barrier, which is a, you know, a library. You need to load it, and then you can call into an address. So I guess what linker does, it like inserts an offset into like a library, and then when you call it, like it will there's additional facility to invoke like a library function. And on Windows you go through like DLL main, right? On Linux I actually don't know what happens internally, but if you statically link, this code just becomes a part of a binary, and there is literally just an address offset here into a binary. So yeah, into a special section. I see the muffin that your code then calls through indirection. Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. On Windows you call not directly through a function. There's like a DLL entry where you can just intercept the call, and there's like an entire loop you have in a DLL where you can define different stuff. I just realized I've never compiled a shared library on Linux like myself. I never wrote anything on Linux that compiles to a shared library. I only did it on Windows. Which is weird considering that majority of my programming I do on Linux. There you go. I'm a fraud. I'm an imposter. I'm fake. Yeah. And also, what the fuck is this? The classic. I created a file named colon. Also, I realized that I can't provide my callback to a log directly. I need to register a callback to the logger library at init time. Yeah, so what I need to do is when I do init logging here, I need to do like a log callback, which will be something like and this callback, if we think about it, it's gonna be like here. What is it gonna be? So, I mean, obviously it will log the message itself, right? You know what? Probably no. So let me think. So here, when I'm handling the logging, I have a log string, and I like calculate a time here in the write log, and then I format a message. And the way I format it is I insert the time in front of the log, and then I normalize line endings. Line endings, yeah. So I insert line ending if there is none. And then I log it, you know, to a file, or I log it to a to default runtime logger. And somewhere here, I also need to like if callback. I need to just call the callback. And what do I provide here? Do I provide here initial message, or do I provide here a formatted message with a date? because maybe I don't necessarily want to show date in UI. I should probably provide like a calendar like this, like a timestamp, and then if a receiver wants to format it, it probably should do it like itself. Just uses DL open on program start and DL sim on first use of that symbol. Yeah, I don't know, because I am DL opening and DL simming a bunch of stuff manually, and if dynamic linking does that as well, then it's just kind of lame. Actually, well, I don't think that's true, because there's definitely like a binary cache in the OS, right? Because you know, if a bunch of programs link against libc, surely not all of them just open it. Surely it probably is like opened by like an OS, by the kernel, and then when you access libc symbols, you just get them cached. Surely that's what happens, right? Because everybody like DL opening libc would be so fucking wasteful. Oh, you're asking as if like DL open, if there is a cache, it's probably like user space, right? It's not done by the kernel, it's probably done like by glibc or something. I don't know, I actually don't know. Hey Rustam Bek, hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so I actually don't know, I don't know that whether one of them is true or not. So I think actually just maybe let's pass the log string. Здорово. Oh yeah, the pastebin. Let's look at pastebin first. Open it in the wrong window. So in my file, namespace, okay, fart. Make $900 instantly. I'll just realize my... Read manual pastebin path testing. In some code include user namespace. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So having to do this is stupid, right? And it also tells you the name. Like, why would you have to do this? You know Russian? Yes, I happen to know Russian. I know a little bit of Russian. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this... Okay, I understand what you mean. I just haven't understood it when you typed it in the Twitch chat. Yeah, this is like stupid, right? Because when you do this, the program kind of tells you what namespace you have to use now. And if I don't want to, I need to... So it kind of subjects me to its name, you know? And then I have to like work around it and alias it if I don't like it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? When here in Jai, it just... If you want namespace, you tell it what namespace should be. Hey Nate, hello. So you can't even alias it in C++? Is this what you're saying? So you can't even do like using namespace, like I know, like as like foo something. You can't even do that, and then you do, you know, like. So you can't even do that in C++. This is insane if true. I thought C++ has every feature of every language in it if you look hard enough. I do something like Rust when I do import leap. Yeah, I do sometimes. You can. That's insane. You can. Why are you don't agree with each other? Hey, Cooper. Welcome. The fuck? But in Java you do like using only. So you can do this. You can do this. And what are you doing? Oh yeah, I am creating a like a keyboard program that lets you, let me remove this, that lets you remap keys system-wide or per different program, right? If you press this and if you press like AD at the same time, you can like override keys in a smart way, and this is kind of cool for gaming. And for example, globally you can also remap like caps lock control, and there you go, you don't have caps lock anymore, which is also useful if your keyboard doesn't allow it to in a firmware. And you can read more about it on this link, Hitboxer. And music is from Knights of the Old Republic, from the first and the second game. Yeah. It is. Thank you. Yeah. I'm working on Linux version, as you can see. Hopefully I can release it soon. So yeah. Yeah. So I think it could be a callback, right? And really, I did it again. No. Let me just kill this. So this could be a callback. Let me just call it. And this init should accept it. Maybe like here before the log. So let's do it like right, and this is gonna be like, so I can do this, and then callback can also be like Luger callback. There you go. And so I guess message. And also info, which is like log info. Let's do this for now and see how we'll like it. Callback. Let me just compile and use compiler assistant refactoring. Yeah, there you go. So just message and info. And here, yeah. So Luger callback. I think I'll just define it straight here. And message is string and info is bro, I fucked it up again. Does it work? Will it? Yeah, it will compile now. And I assume we call the callback. And let's just print from callback. I think it's level. It's the opposite. It's not level. What is it? Ah, it's log flags. Yeah, it's log flags. So it's flags. Is it log flags? Brother, am I stupid? Oh, it's common flags. Motherfucker. There you go. And huh? Yes, I know. I know. I need to do the callback. And callback might be like null by default or something. Actually, let's just put as the very last one and just call it null, I don't know. And then, huh? All right, because I already defined the type, so now I can do this and look at this. From callback and none because I haven't said debug or not debug. Yeah. The coolest thing I made Tetris, and Wi-Fi scanner. Nice. I mean, this sounds like a cool project. Van Corno, hello, welcome. Hey there, how's it going? I just switched to Linux. Was a bit curious what software people do for it on Twitch. Thanks for the fundraiser for Ukrainian kids. You're welcome. Yeah, feel free like to donate. I personally don't need money. I don't rely on income from Twitch. So if you're like inclined to donate, and you don't really care where to donate, so yeah, please donate to charities. Yeah, so what do I use on Linux for Twitch? So I just use OBS, honestly. So OBS, yeah, open broadcast software. Just this thing. It just works. This is what I use for streaming. That's it. That's pretty much all there is to it. You just press settings here, like paste your stream key. It helps you automatically select the best streaming server. It lets you kind of select the quality, maybe can even automatically set it for you. Then you just make sure to plug your microphone, capture whatever you want, and go, go, go. Linux is my system OS. This is my actual system OS. It's on hardware. It's Arch with like Sway as a window manager. Yeah, and yeah. I have Windows also installed. I use Arch, by the way. Yeah. Tips my Fedora. I also have Windows installed, but I only use it to, again, develop this program, but on Windows, or Windows version of this program. Yeah. I wasn't able to load OBS preset backups made back on Windows. Should have used the screenshot. I actually used. Actually, I don't know if I set it up from settings or not. VirtualBox Kali. Yeah, using Kali makes sense because you did like a Wi-Fi scanner, right? You hacker, please don't hack me. I use Windows 10. I know it's end of life. There are probably 0 days vulnerabilities. Please don't hack me, sir. It's on the same machine, yeah. So I have my NVMe drive, which is like a terabyte, and I just split it in half for Linux, half for Windows. Yeah. Maybe I just set up my OBS scene from scratch on Linux. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember. Yeah. But also, as you can see, my scene is extremely simple. So I have desktop capture, I have a camera in the corner, and just microphone. I also have a Twitch WOD track, but I honestly just disabled it because I don't care. So I don't have like crazy like layout, and stuff. I have BRB, like here, like be right back. I also have like Streamlabs alerts when I get like raided or somebody subs. And I think that's it. Oh, I have starting soon screen too. Yeah. No furry avatar, no background cropping and animations. Yeah, I'm very basic. I need a furry VTuber, like a wolf girl with big ass badonkers. That jiggle every time I move. And the scuff does anime voice. And then I can finally start using Rust on stream. Need more gizmos in yeah. I decided to start with Omarchi. Like like it so far, although had to uninstall half of the pre-install apps. Ah yeah. It's DHH. You have like fucking ChatGPT, like Twitter, fucking Basecamp installed there. Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard it. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you like it. Furry programmer. Yes. If you're a furry programmer, you're welcome to the stream. Everybody is welcome here. As long as you don't bite. Or if you bite, you need to bite gently. Yeah. Uh, so the scratching post. Uwu. uh, so let's maybe have like I don't know, what do you have here? Just you know, just YOLO. Uh, String. So dynamic array of strings and just display log, just array add message, and I need to copy string. This leaks as fuck. This leaks as crazy. So first it will infinitely allocate this array, and second it will copy string, which obviously leaks. Let's see if it works first. Yeah, sure. It of course it's fucked it up. I mean, of course it works. And now all I need to do is draw log window. All I need to do here is to plug in here. So for log, is it? Yeah, for display log, it. So don't log this. Sub window info new profile open false delete profiles delete 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 delete. Yeah, nothing for now. if it index not equal just so ry is in the right place for unscrollable region. I actually forgot why this need. Oh, right. Yeah. This is, yeah. So this just offsets Y, so I keep adding the buttons. Ah, hey Mario, thanks for the raid. Welcome. Thanks for the raid. People arrive. Hope your stream went well. Hello. What were you doing? I mean, surely it wasn't that loud. Let's see if it works. Yeah, look at this. Oh my, what the fuck is this? These are line endings. And then you see we added to the array. See? I tried to convert my language from Rust to C++. Oh shit. That's interesting. Usually in 2025 people do the opposite. I hope you didn't it didn't get too controversial, and Rust programmers weren't like up your ass. Yeah, this is definitely the road less traveled. Um, can I ask you why and what kind of language is it? I mean, not that I think it's bad. I mean, actually based. I start a new job as a C++ dev. Normally, I would do Rust. Ah, I see. So it is a purely money motivated reason. I respect that. This is, a very measured adult answer. You have my respect. Imagine being employed and having to use real programming languages. Couldn't be me. But yeah, look at this. I mean, we have log display, right? For some reason, it is a little bit cooked. For example, what the fuck is this? Like, what's that? So if I open here, found profile hitboxer, and this is profile parsed successfully. And then name. For some reason, it's like jumbled. You see? It's like weird. Right? At least you can use Jive. Well, yeah. You have to hang in 2 more years. Hanging in 2 more years, then we all can, your estimate. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, so it works. You see, we kind of add in log to the window. Look at that. Boom. Oh, I need to, you see, so you see nothing happens. I am not rendering stuff until I move onto it. So when we add, we need to check. So here, so if log, how do they call it? Subwindow log. If subwindow log open. So we need to like wake thread platform init after window created hide to tray wait for message d init hide to tray. There should be like yeah, wake up main thread. This is what we need to do. It doesn't do anything. Nice. Hey Placer, yeah, Xubuntu now, yes, I actually knew, I actually learned about it before going live. Skibob. Just hope he finishes the goddamn Sakuban game soon. Yeah, it's like what, I mean, from what I know, the game is kind of close to done, like content-wise. Seems like graphics are like far from being ready, but you know, graphics on top of the ready game is, I don't want to say easy peasy lemon squeezy, but you know what I mean. When you have like the game that is kind of mostly done, it's probably easier than actually working on the game and figuring stuff from scratch. Yeah, I know about that. I know about Ubuntu serving malware. Probably all of the like tech like slop tubers already on this case. So you know, we will kind of we will hear about it from all holes for the next like 2 weeks. They will just kind of milk it. Can't wait for the Landuk video. Oh yeah, like trans furries and anti-fascists who like who run Ubuntu added like malware to their site to get me the Landuk. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't have beef with Landuk. I just think he's like lost the plot a little bit. He's like, you know, he's I don't know, he's either lost the plot or maybe he's farming. Maybe he's intentionally farming, in which case I don't know. Only because you're paranoid doesn't mean they are not after you. So true. I unironically hope that he's just farming. That he's not actually off his rocker. But yeah, how do we wake the main thread? I mean, I can send an X11 event to my window. So on Windows, let me show you. On Windows, you just post like message with null. This is what you do on Windows. What would be an analog of this on X11? You know what? Let's ask AI. How about that? Let me go to Grok. Is it true? What's analog of this on X11 using XCB? There is no fuck client server model. Send custom. Bro, what the fuck is this? Grok is pretty white. Is there even dark mode on Grok? I have no idea. Make some shit up for me. Send custom message. So it needs connection and the window, which makes sense. Custom message wake up. Okay, actually, this is in the context of just waking up the thread that is blocking on the X11 connection. Is there something shorter to do so? I don't actually need to process the message. I just want that thread to wake up. It is blocked on XCB, wait message, or whatever is that called. Good night, Rustambek. Good night, good night. Okay, to wake up the thread, simple client message event to window without needing to process it. Just unblock the event loop since you don't care. So client message, format, window, atom known. Oh, is it, does it exist? Look at this, it exists. All right, let's try it out. AI to the rescue. So event, response type, format, window is at the window. Do I have the window? So I have JDL init and yeah, it is the window. Okay. Right, so it is the window. Atom none and connection is main display XCB. Yeah. So this is what we do. So XD stands for X display, by the way. And then so it's handle. It is a handle. XB connection T XD handle, then 0, whatever it is, window, mask no event, const char, just pointer to event is fine. And yeah, connection, handle, connection, connection. Will it work? Wake! Platform wake up main thread. Type wanted U32, type given window. Yeah, so it has to be, we need to like unpack it. And the window is, it's like a union, so it's gotta be XCB and XCB window then has a handle. Yeah, so it's kind of the same pattern. So Linux here and the window XCB handle. And declared identifier. Is it namespaced? No? The fuck? Where is it? It is here. And I'm importing XCB. What the fuck? You forgot to foreshadow some consequence about Grok Mima. What the fuck is this? I probably am not familiar with some meme. I am, guys, I am quite employed these days, so unfortunately I'm not up to date on all of the usual unemployed content. So you gotta fill me in sometimes. Job shaming the unemployed folks. There you go, yeah. You just got a real job, so let's shame these motherfuckers together. Why is XCB atom non-undeclared when it's literally here? And I am importing XCB. So what do you not like? Oh, it's under enum. There you go. So it has to be... Can I do this? Okay, so yeah. My bindings could be better here for sure. So let's do it like this. Yeah, and then autocast it, motherfucker. And I guess the same shit will be here, right? The event mask will have to autocast it, which is this, and so I have to do that, and then autocast this motherfucker. Type wanted XCB connection type T, right? So this, the window. Let's do that. Window. Ah. All right. Bro, what the fuck do you want from me? Type given XCB client message event T. So I need to just... Let's go. We're called needs. It's called need code. Ah, yeah. Needs, it's like no education, like no job, no home. So something like that, right? Or it's like not employment. I forgot. I know that NEET is like an abbreviation, but I forgot. Oh yeah, not in education, employment, or training. Right. Yeah, NEET. Nice. Look at this. SegVMapper, platform wake up main thread. Try to write or read invalid memory location. This is what happens where you where you trust AI generated code. What do I call it even? Bro, what? But it shouldn't get called though, right? Because it's closed. XX is autocast in Jai, so it basically just take whatever is here and cast to whatever this expects. It does have checks. So for example, if this like is a type that can't be casted to this type, autocast would not work. But yeah, this just means kind of cast it to whatever this expects. So why would this even get called? Subwindow log, is subwindow info opened by default? That can't be true. Open. It is true by default. Fuck me. Ooh. So it means that we can't initialize this so late. Let's actually initialize those at all of the start before we create window. Actually, before we log anything, we need to do it. So before I do this, nice temp. Yeah, so current program states, log file. So before we do that, we need to do this. Those opens to false early because logger checks for subwin. We need to set this one, and for C we set others also here. So all subwindow config is together. Nice. And now I guess if I click, it should just work. Yeah. So, and now even if I, yeah, you see it automatically updates. Yeah, you see the scroll bar moves like every 5 seconds. Yeah, on its own. So yeah, we wake up the rendering thread correctly. I am very confused. What the fuck is this though? The fuck? Why does it break the rendering here? And it's not anything special too, so it just says, excuse me, it's like found profile. It's these two, parsed successfully, and then the name. It's literally these two. Why is it so broken? I don't know. That's weird. One of the top posts on Reddit is a 14-year-old asking how COVID was like because they were 9. How COVID was because they were 9, it happened, and don't remember anything. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It probably triggered a lot of Reddit mods. Yeah, we wake up main thread, nice. This works as expected. The only thing I want is I actually want this log window to auto scroll in the same way we scroll. How do you call it? Like the same way we scroll profile selector. And I probably add that, and I think we're gonna be done for today. I really like the progress. Today was actually incredibly productive, if you ask me. And where's the draw? It's somewhere here. Yeah, here. We add scrollable region. And I think I want to scroll scrollable region like this. Mhm. Uh, so we add a bunch of stuff. And then I think at the end I just scroll it after I add the log. Right, so region, program rect y. I think I just do base ry. Scroll value log region. I think just this should be fine. Let's try it out. So if add the new tab, will it scroll? It doesn't scroll. Oh, it scrolls to the top. It scrolls, but it scrolls to the top instead of to the bottom. That's weird. What is the program rect? Ah, it's an inside region, and this is the rect that is moving by the scroll region. I see. So we need to do s.y. So this, I guess. This is wild. And also this is a mistake because it scrolls down every time something new gets added. This is also bad because I need to stop doing that if I manually drag the scroll bar. So it needs to only happen if the scroll bar isn't focused, basically, or if the movement is not happening. So yeah, I'm gonna disable it for now, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna disable it for now, and just like to do automatically scroll the log unless scroll bar is in action or if a user manually scrolling the log. So yeah, this will take a little bit of finagling. It's not hard to do, but yeah, definitely need to do it. And also this, right? Make it into a proper wrapping arena. Not really wrapping, it's more like sliding, right? It needs to be like a sliding window, right? So you have a bunch of logs, And when you add a new log, it needs to kind of shift. So the first one gets discarded, and you just literally display it as the last. Right, yeah. Kind of like this. Sliding as in, like Excel sliding window. Yeah. So let me... And wake up works, nice. It is a ring buffer, but I don't want it to set it as the first one, because then I need to figure out... So, because then I will have to sort my entries every frame, so they are displayed, kind of in the correct order. I can use a ring buffer, but then I will need to sort them for display. But what I want is, I want to, I guess, shift and then insert as the last one. At which point it's gonna be like a mem move, right? It's gonna be like a mem move plus insert. So maybe actually sorting is better. Maybe using it as a ring buffer plus sort is better. Yeah, and then I will actually need to pass a timestamp. I already have a timestamp. I will need to pass it and then sort based on it. So yeah, that might be actually, let me log it. Oh, it's a main. Or use ring buffer like in Luger, and then sort or display. Yeah, Ignite things actually also done for today. So yeah, if you want, you can stay for the raid. If not, have a good night. See you next time, maybe tomorrow. Log display prototype. Nice. And let's just push this motherfucker. Do you take the clot shot? What the fuck is a clot shot? Is this some other unemployed stuff I'm not familiar with? I see we have a decent bit of people here. So let's maybe find someone to raid. Who do we have? We have some Godot streamers. We have some rainy code day. It's a rainy
So
code.
if detected players at length is 0.
Hallelujah. What is verse? Detect player NPC, some game development. So we have some game development streams. And oh, it's in followers on the chat. Yeah, that's a no-go for me. I'm sorry. Vibe coders, no. Anyone who's doing something interesting that we can read. Jared, we rated Jared previously. Running database. Well, anyone, maybe someone you cool with like one viewer down below. I do not see. Oh, Olex the dev is live. That's an easy target. He's like a hardcore, like engine from scratch game development. He does some like Diablo type game. So I will just rate him. He's pretty chill, pretty good. So let's go over there. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. If you're on YouTube, feel free to hop on the Twitch chat for the epic raid. And I will hopefully see you all tomorrow when we will continue working on our log display. Maybe we can show, you know, kind of errors in a different color, and maybe we could have like implement a detailed view and stuff like that, and it's gonna be fun, and this will get us even closer to the Linux release, and everybody will happy, and the unicorns and rainbow and stuff like that. Anyway, say hi to Olex, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye, have a good night.